He's up there. So this is 100% the place. Let's look at this bathroom. We've already looked 5, 6, 7 times. Do we need to reload? Because I could have swore this was the elevator. Oh. Oh. Look, I'm not gonna feel guilty for missing that. That feels like... It feels like what the elevator should do is automatically come back downstairs. Assuming, you know. Okay, well, that gets the old fail horn, doesn't it? Start with that, and then we'll go to that. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hyman, we're finally back. We got 2 things to talk to you about. Tapioca's hair and her lost hunter. I'm kind of loosely following this quest. We're gonna hunt a Mantiqueen, make some money, and something went wrong. Yes, that thing. Hold on. We've got to compulsively loot everything in the room. Okay, Hyman. It's big talk time.
It's the blessed sound of radio silence, which leads me to believe you have
Sound
sweet news for me.
of silence. Okay, first, Tapioca needs a favor.
Oh, great. I love doing pro bono work for friends.
It ain't pro bono. You
Aw,
owed us.
You called us friends. I'd normally entertain your self-aggrandizing delusions, but this time it's important.
Important to you is not the same as important to me. Although I do recognize that you may have earned some goodwill during your months laboring for me.
Second playthrough now, man. It's just my first Maltroff. Thanks for being here. Maltroff's Titan! Welcome to the stream. Thanks a lot for being here. She's your friend. She's in need. You're the only one who can help.
Tug on my heartstrings, why don't you?
You don't seem to have them.
Look, I'll do what I can.
You're clearly going to be
all
the
right?
head of the board soon. We like
Rebecca
your
Hodges
attitude.
and Anders Wadsworth.
You just need more
They took a
enthusiasm.
UDL contract back when Monarch went to shit, and I need to find them. I believe them to be on Terra 2.
If UDL hired 2 hunters back then, it would have been for creature clearing purposes, round 1 of their Spacer's Choice outposts. These are the coordinates for the outpost under the last UDL contract. Now scram. And, good luck.
MSI and the Iconoclast are no longer transmitting. Is the data ready?
Yes, indeed. I am back in business. But before we get
Welcome,
down
welcome
to it,
back to business,
might
Hyman.
I ask how you handled the problem? In the end?
Does it matter? Job's done.
She's hitting the damn bottle.
Is that
She's
so?
hitting the damn bottle. I thought we were going to stop her habits. You're an information broker. If you want to know, it'll cost you.
Oh, I believe it will. But the price I pay won't be to you. No, we've a bigger deal to settle. I don't doubt that you are working with Phineas, but my contract specifies I relay any acquired information to the purchaser, and to the purchaser alone. However, to send the data, I will need your assistance in cycling the antenna's receiver
So
I can input the needed
Go ahead and
adjustments.
hand up the bits, dog. Phineas doesn't trust many people. How do you hook up with you? Fine, tell me how to fix it. I bet I have a whole crew new checklist of crap to do before it works, right?
You
Look
make
over
it
the
sound so
cash,
scandalous.
Hyman.
Phineas has been in hiding for the past
Pony up the
35 years.
bits so
He
I can
got
do
in touch with
jumping
me at
jacks and
first,
body weight
who I use as a
squats.
physical go-between. The rest is history.
Now you hold on. I do not physically go between anyone but that of my choose. Oh, apologies. You meant, right. Yes, I braved the wilderness so you don't have to.
Yes.
Precisely. I really ought to give you a raise.
Or you can just, give us those bits we talked about. And I bet I have a whole new checklist of crap to do before it works, right?
Ugh, don't be ridiculous. We're resetting a broadcast tower, not filing taxes. There are no errands, spreadsheets, or rituals involved. It's simple.
Who do we
truly.
pay taxes
I
to when
merely
the
need you to roll
corporations are our
outside and throw
government?
the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from in here.
Our life is taxes. This thing's finally reached the peak. It's like I was watching Netflix's World's Most Wanted. Second guy they talk about on there is some Russian gangster. And you can't do anything about him because technically he is the authority. Yeah, he's this infamous mob boss who's probably murdered hundreds upon hundreds of people and extorted and done every bit of racketeering you could possibly imagine, but he'll never ever go to jail ever because he is the power. I merely need you to waltz outside and throw the lever to cycle the power. I'll key in the numerical adjustments from there. Except it needs 3 keys before it'll activate, and I have to find them, right?
Eternal, no. What is wrong with you? Who would ever design something like that?
All
However,
game designers
you're
for the
welcome
last
to brew
30
me a
years.
Rizzo Insta-coffee from the staff kitchen on your way back. Just step outside.
Slap him
flip
real
the
quick.
switch,
Go ahead and
depart
give him a
forever.
big slap.
Understood? Good. Marvelous. We're in agreement.
This is why I stopped helping out around here, you know. It's always
Free
throw
market
this lever,
regulates
shoot
itself.
that marauder, save my life. Just one thing
Black
after
Tuesday
another
would
with
like a
you.
word with you.
Speed setting. Whistle while you work.
The muckrackers would like a word with you. The train industry. Sarcasm, I know sarcasm. Whistle while you work. Speed setting, whistle while you work. Don't bust a blood vessel. What sarcasm is. I'll give it some consideration.
Terrific. I'll be here, waiting with bated
This guy wants to
breath.
be a
Give
sarcastic
a shout if
asshole,
the
not you,
panel
Maltroff.
electrocutes you.
We're gonna give it right back to Hyman. That's how Hyman treats other people. Well, you know the golden rule: treat others as you'd like to be treated. Do unto others as they would do unto you. So Hyman gets what Hyman asked for. We really need to mod up a set of armor that just has straight up lockpicking on it. I think it's always mind attributes is what we need. I didn't do it. We must be in food withdrawal. That must not last very long at all when we eat. Yeah, we were in food withdrawal. That's kind of a problem. That doesn't... We don't stay
Great work.
fed very long. Do unto others like they do unto you. You know it. You know it. Oh, my bad, Wilson. The music. Musica. Begin broadcasting. We can't because we have to press the buttons. I like that it broke the fourth wall there, though, and then it, like, called us on it. Like, oh, do you think you're gonna get to break the fourth wall? It's not that easy. So the guy treats you like the Hyman treats you like you're totally nuts. What the hell are you talking about? There's no way this video game would make you do every video game trope ever. No, never. Now that is an emote and symbols and slogans I've never seen in my life. Not in my life. Okay, I need to read back on the journal because I've, like, lost the story. Okay, Nyoki is looking for some closure regarding her old team. The first step is a grave where she personally buried a man named Hayes, and they were all out to fight a Mana Queen, some legendary Mana Queen, and the thing went wrong, but I haven't been able to get the other details. I guess I'm gonna have to ask her. Nyoki believes the information right. Medallion, Charon, Nyoki gave you direction, spot on Monarch. Rebecca and Anders were hired to clear the infestation out of an expansion site for Edgewater that Spacer's Choice abandoned Emerald Vale. Head there with Nyoki and see if they're still alive. Expansion site for Edgewater, abandoned in Emerald's Vale. Well, I think that's on a totally different planet, right? Isn't Emerald's Vale one of the planets?
I bet you'll like Rebecca.
I bet she's
What's
dead, to be fair, but... tell me one of your hunting stories.
You ever name a place? Ever come to a spot in the world you think ought to be remembered?
Yes, I call my bathroom Smellies. Everywhere I've been already has a name. I've got a mature sense of humor, keep that in mind. Call this spot Knees Storied Vale. Let's go with the sort of neutral answer here.
Those don't count. Those names were paid for. I name things and places quite often. Rotting River, Golden Rock, the Horizon's Edge. Anytime I come to a spot I think is worth remembering, I name it.
Awfully sentimental of you.
It's easy to get lost in the wilderness. I don't mean physically. All you need is a clear night sky to get your bearings. I mean, it's easy to forget that you belong. Spend a few weeks
Making
thinking
eye
of the
contact with
grass,
this
and you start
NPC
to
while
forget
she
what it's
talks
like
is
to be
kind of trippy.
human. When a beast growls at you, maybe you start to growl back. Those little
The
spots.
face is good, but then the
rock
teeth
here,
take you out of
river
it. It's
there.
like, oh, this is
I'd
a
name
little
them
bit like talking
so
to
that
a
in those
person, and then you see the
moments,
teeth
I
and
could
the tongue.
remind
You're like,
myself
oh,
not where I
that's not a
was,
person.
but who I was.
She drank myself where I was, but who I was.
Well, we eat, we drink, and holler and fuck.
I'm starting to
some
like you
level,
more and more,
we all function the
Naoki.
same.
Woo!
But they ain't got memories. Or
I'll howl at the
attachments
moon with you.
to places, to friends, to themselves.
See you on non-mixer alternative.
I found that every once in a while, my own
Like walking
attachments
and
would start to
talking.
slip.
Yeah, that's a really good
When I
point,
take a drink
Maltroff.
from the
That
rotting
definitely has
river,
got to be the future.
find
You
my
got to be able to
spirit
walk and
refreshed.
talk. But not Red
Anyway,
Dead, where you have to
enough
have
sentimental
25-minute
Find
horse
a drink or a target.
montages in order to do that. That 2-month break we took from this game means I'm not near as like up to date on her story as I should be. But it doesn't matter, it's not on this planet anyway. So where we need to go is Radio Free Monarch. Before you transmit to the data to Phineas, you'll need to give the tower a jump start. Cool. Where does this take place at? Sam. Sam, the corporate cleaning robot who kills.
Testing one.
We gotta
two,
fight
check,
the bow.
check.
We gotta fight the powers that be.
But that is a beautiful sound. Can you hear me? We are a go for broadcast. Oh, and I also dispatched Phineas his data. Impatient prick. Worse, I'm now indebted to him for it. Now I'll kindly thank you to get out of my tower.
Would you kindly? Don't make me come back in there.
There's no need to assert your dominance. I doubt I could make you do anything you don't wish to. Look, I am well aware that at times I may have the tiniest iota of a prickly exterior. But I must admit I have grown rather fond.
Well, we do have an attractive mustache.
As Nyoka can attest, I do not form attachments with many. Do take care.
He was only nice after we
Why,
threatened
he told
him.
us to leave without flinging insults at our persons. He really does like you, Captain.
Well,
What in
I
the
really
boy
do like
blasted
your
hell
hair.
is that?
Oh, shit. Cutscene. Is that the Unreliable? No, couldn't be. Unreliable's landed.
Black holes. Did you see that?
It came from outer space. Big ball of fire? No, totally missed it. Oh, it's the wrong thing to say, but I don't give a shit. It's too funny.
Look, there's not enough room in this tower for two sarcastic hullheads, so one of us has to knock it off. Right. I reckon we both know who that'll fall to. Oh well, a pity for the crew, but I can't see how it affects me. Hiram? Can you hear me?
Sanjar.
Did you see that? Architect saved me from swindlers and fools. Sanjar, what are you bloody doing on my channel? Did MSI or did MSI not cease broadcasting? Yes, but... Hiram, are you there?
Someone explain what's... It's a reunion group hug. Really should have just killed you all. Someone explain what's going on.
Ah, the good captain. The truth brings us together once
Okay,
more.
Graham here.
Our salvation has come crashing through the stratosphere. We need only collect its weapons.
Oh, they want to start a
You
freaking
mad? That's a UDL gunship. You'd probably shoot your own
interplanetary war. Surely we can talk this over.
Ah, I see you learned nothing while dealing with these buffoons. We could use the gunship's armaments to defend Stellar Bay, but We need its targeting module. Our message is so close to breaking free of this planet and spreading to the stars. Help us secure that module and we will save our colony. Listen, I don't care a single whit what you do, so long as you...
Oh, this is where we're gonna have to make our decision here.
Which means, get off my void damn channel. I'm more than finished with you lot.
To be fair, free markets can self-regulate, so long as you have a big old government willing to break them up every now and again. Well, not too big, but I mean big enough to go ahead and give them the stick every now and again. What the fuck is in this fucking book in French? I can't fucking read French. Probably the best quote in the game so far. We definitely have to do Vickers' mission. Take the targeting module from its... See where they could stick the landing. 0 from 10. They could stick the landing. 0 out of 10 from the Monarch Judge. Reach the ship and take the targeting module from its central terminal. Okay. I hope we're not going to lose access to Monarch after this or something. I don't know if we need to start cleaning stuff up now or not. My bad, Wilso. Bum 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 bum. Radio Free Monarch, what's going on there? You have relayed the promised data back to Phineas, travel back to his lab and speak to him, discuss the next steps. Okay, but obviously things are gonna happen here first. Take the targeting module from its... A UDL gunship has crashed on Monarch and both MSI desperately want it. MSI wants it for more broadcasting power, I think. And of course the Iconoclast want it to do war, but that would be stupid as fuck. They would get their asses kicked and it would just kill everybody, so... As of right now, I'm more with MSI than I am with the Iconoclast. I don't want the Iconoclast to die. I don't think they're bad folks. I don't think they're totally misguided. It'd be nice if at least one planet in this god-forbidden Halcyon system has some freedom on it, some semblance of freedom on it. At the same time, their leader is way too idealistic, and he's gonna get them all killed. Should we just fast travel? Yeah, we should probably fast travel. It's pretty far out. I believe, since we're gonna fast travel, isn't there a mission right there? To get the gas off world, signal Ada from the message terminal in Cascadia Lab. Isn't this Cascadia Lab? That's Cascadia landing pad. Cascadia. Let's go to Cascadia and try to do that while we're on our way over there. Just in case. War of the Words fizzles. Airways cleared. That represents where we're at right now. Play to repair your armor weapons without a workbench. Oh. Damn. It's a lot of useful skills. I'm pretty sure the level cap's 30 though. We're just about there. Looking at that real quick. 33. Okay, we're approaching that. Hopefully they raise the level cap for the DLC. I wonder how long the DLC is going to be. It took them, what, a year at least? This game's been out 2 years maybe? It's been out a little bit. At least a year. So my prediction is it's going to be big. They've been working on it that whole time. It's probably going to be damn near as big as the base game. We've got about 30 hours into this thing now, but I guess if you just did the main story, you would have this done in like 20 hours. It's actually pretty short. Of course, that's not what we've done. Oh, whoops, we were supposed to be here. We were gonna do this real quick. Perfect. Let's do while we're here. And then once we do this mission, we should probably grab Vicar and figure that all out. Oh, we keep going the wrong way. I can hear the Rapidons moaning. Moaning, moaning, moaning in the distance. These earbuds bug the hell out of me. They think that wrapping it behind the ears is more comfortable, and I've yet to find that more comfortable. Most of the time, I just find it fucking annoying. Why do the back of my ears keep itching? This place is getting a little laggy. Under optimized in this area. Oh, it's an elevator. Goodbye, Sam. Yes, Obsidian got bought by Microsoft a year and a half ago at least. I think they announced that at E3. So was Undead Labs. So was the studio that made that like Hellgate game that's apparently pretty good. Ninja Theory is the name of that studio. They own like 15 different studios now just to make exclusives for Xbox and of course PC. I just wish Microsoft would improve its launcher. The Xbox Game Bar is not bad, but the Windows Store launcher is just bad. And it like doesn't work. Like my brother bought Game Pass and then he had to go through the Windows Store to download Gears and it wasn't there. And I gotta tell him he's gotta download the Xbox app. That actually works. Okay, Rizzo's new Purple Berry Crunch now with more purple trademark flavor. I want that purple stuff. Sending message success. I wonder what we did that it can do this now, because obviously this is grayed out. We tried it before. Set up a link to the refueling system. Okay. Oh, nice. She's actually landing.
Landing pad. You'll need to connect the storage tanks to my fueling system, and then initiate the transfer from an authorized terminal within the lab.
Okay. We were up here. Yeah, I like the Game Bar and app, but Game Pass stuff is a little janky. And Game Pass is the shit. I mean, it's really Microsoft's big thing that they've got on Sony right now. But the Xbox environment's fine. But when you take that Xbox environment to PC, it's not all uniform yet, or really, in some cases, even working. Why can't we grab that? Gotta get those weapon parts. Gotta get that. Gotta get that. I knew we were clearing this out way in advance. I don't think the PC community would want a separate store anyways. Unfortunately, they've got to make a separate store. That's the thing. That's the problem with it. That's why you're better off just downloading the Xbox app and then just going with that and using that as your... I'll say align, because the word align is right there, but I don't think that's actually the word for it. Out of it, gas. We demand more Vespian gas. Glad Microsoft is moving away from that. Are they?
It's in the bag.
Like I said, the problem my brother had is he bought a few months of Game Pass just to play Gears because he's a huge Gears fan. It would never work. You'd go to the Microsoft store and it wouldn't let him play it, and then he hadn't updated to the latest Windows 10, and somehow or another Windows Store and Game Pass were also incompatible with that build of Windows 10 that he was on. It was like a total thing that he's still actually having to work at. And that shit just isn't good because, of course, Steam is just super easy. Steam and even a little bit the Epic Game Store, even though I prefer Steam. Most folks, it just works better, and there's achievements, and of course you got the more secure financial data. Steam's just easy, man. You just download your game and play. Did Game Pass for this? That's cool. Yeah, well, Game Pass is the shit. Like I said, Game Pass is really good. This game comes out in Steam in a month. That'll be good. That'll help the sales. And that's why, I mean, so you mentioned Microsoft moving away from that. They probably are going to move away from that and have... I don't know what they're going to do with the crappy Microsoft store, but clearly the Xbox environment is PC. You know, they're making those two interchangeable. I hope they continue buy once, play anywhere. I don't know what happened to all that. But... they've been releasing most of their stuff on Steam. Like Halo came to Steam, State of Decay 2 came to Steam, Outer Worlds is coming to Steam, like you just mentioned. Which makes me wonder where where Microsoft stands with Epic Games. But Microsoft likes to do this thing where they do a strategy for like 3 to 4 years and then they just go ahead and quit on it. Like they make real gains. Like at one point, the Xbox and Xbox 360, you go late stage Xbox and you go mid stage 360, you have this amazing library of exclusives. And the 360 goes on to become a great console once you get past the red ring. And they had a bunch of franchises that they were building around it, including Viva Pinata, and they pour all this money into it. Rare being one of the first developers they bought, just for that purpose. And then you get to the Xbox One announcement, and they totally change their path. And it's an entertainment system, and you can get all the NFL channels on there, and MLB, and it's a Netflix machine, and they have like 0 exclusives, and they don't announce hardly any new games. And the Kinect is mandatory with the system, but the Kinect was already, they'd stripped it down to nothing. So they took the processor out of it, so it became shit. We're going to, of course, hack this thing. And that's what worries me. And because it's still a Microsoft thing. It's not like that's ever stopped happening. Mixer is just the latest instance of Microsoft having this, 5-year plan. This 19.4 phase, 5-point plan. And then they, throw a massive amount of money into it, and then they just stop. But sometimes it's because they're playing 4D chess, to be fair. Like the HD DVD saga. HD DVD saga was simply a bluff to make Sony waste an exorbitant amount of money to win a DVD war that Microsoft never really cared about, just so that the PS3 would go on to be way too expensive and fail basically as a console. And that's why I think that they're always going to have Xbox, and it's always going to make them a little bit of a profit, and I think they'll continue to support it. But the thing that they like most is that every Xbox or PC that they sell is one less Sony system sold. I think they so long as you buy one of those two, hence this whole buy once play anywhere thing. It was so annoying on PC until recently. You'd have to force close the store and run a reset EXX, and it's like, what the fuck? That sounds terrible. How long did that last for? You guys got TVs, right? You guys got phones. They're still developing that, apparently. Everyone saw Mixer closing through the wall, though. You did? Really? You saw Mixer closing? I mean, honestly, Maltroff, tell that to all the streamers that were still there. I mean, that shit was messed up. A couple years they fixed Windows Store last year. Put all that money into it. Ninja and Shroud, it just, to me, I didn't see it coming. Personally, I didn't see it coming. I have no idea how you pay those guys tens of millions of dollars and then just say, I guess we're fucking done with this a year later. No one followed Shroud. I mean, they were averaging 20,000. They were averaging all their viewers that they had on Twitch. The only metric that wasn't good for Mixer is that it didn't grow the overall viewership. Ninja had his viewers, Shroud had his viewers, and they were watching Shroud and Ninja, and then they were going back to Twitch and not sticking around on Mixer. Okay, I mean, that happened. At the same time, they threw so much money into it. And they had a decent environment. And they were really the only alternative to Twitch. I know YouTube gaming is a big thing. It's massive. YouTube is bigger than Twitch by a lot. I mean by site dedicated strictly to streaming. There just wasn't any real alternatives that have a true viewer base out there besides Mixer. Mixer was growing a little bit. The only time I thought that Mixer was done was that, after the whole protest broke out, every single thing on your Twitter page was some long message about Mixer wasn't involved, and I saw a bunch of Mixer partners all being like, look, they're scumbags, which I'm not going to comment upon, but that just made me think that it reminded me of Fallout 76's beta. It reminded me of the Death Days of Battleborn. That means that, there's nobody really home. It's not because there are all these things that they were instantly labeled because they didn't put out some giant post about how they, fight the power. It's because there wasn't, hardly anybody employed. But that was it. That was the only indication I had that they were just going to stop. I mean, you at least play the game out for a while. It's not like Twitch just became Twitch overnight. They were Justin TV, and it took a long time. Oh, that being said, I don't know the details of the deal that they did with Facebook Gaming, and maybe Facebook Gaming paid them a ton of money, and Microsoft said, hey, like the Kinect. They made a profit on the Kinect. Maybe we can get out of this thing with a little bit of a profit and not have to take this massive risk, because it seems like we're not really getting anywhere, and it feels like the risk at this point outweighs the reward. If that's the case, then it makes a lot more sense to me. If they simply cut their losses, that I don't understand. They already paid, though. I think it was I know they were already paid. It's just the idea of paying those people that much money. I know for Microsoft that's somewhat chump change, but still. Paying Ninja and Shroud just buckets of money. And then not a year later saying, well, I guess we're going to quit now. It just seems like that's typical Microsoft. I'll go back to Viva Pinata, but there's multiple instances, like Blinks the Time Traveling Cat and NFL Fever. They have their own sports franchises. They build all this stuff, and it's kind of cool, and it pretty much works, and they start to build a fan base around it. And then I guess because they're not getting like the massive, copious profit that they want to see instantly, they just pull the plug on it. I guess we can't get out of here now. That was the deal with EA back in OG Xbox, though, to get EA on Xbox. I mean, EA, if you're talking about NFL Fever, EA bought exclusivity rights to the NFL and have had it for a long time. And that's still a really controversial deal. Sports is a different animal, though, since EA has all the licenses. I just mean as an example, though, of like Microsoft was building these, when they came into we're lucky that they stuck with the console war. I really am amazed by that they've stuck it out. Especially because for a long time they were bleeding money on this stuff, which most console manufacturers do, but Microsoft had the money and the resources to fight it longer than, you know, like Atari. I like,
Pack twice the cleaning power and
from the Sega, Atari. Yeah, they just ran out of money. They couldn't fight Sega, yeah, thanks. They couldn't fight the battle anymore, even with good systems. Not so much Atari. Atari systems were pretty much shit there at the end, though I heard the Jaguar's okay. But horribly expensive for the time. Which had to overcome the notion of, LL, who would want to watch people play video online? Yeah, exactly. And they were just in TV and Amazon buys it, and of course this is all worked out. But it makes them a lot of money, actually. This is really profitable for Amazon. If it wasn't, this would already be done with, though. So definitely Microsoft must have been bleeding a hell of a lot of money. That's the first and foremost thing. Because Amazon would have killed this a long time ago if this was bleeding money for them. And then I think the second thing is, it says modify these. I guess they're in the box is the point. I'm not sure.
Our fuel cells are now primed with Alta Vitae gas. As the organics say, let us hope we do not explode in transit to the groundbreaker.
Any Prime gamers in the chat? Let's go, gamers. To get EA on Xbox. I think it was the new guy that came in, really, that was the end for Mixer. Who was the new guy? I know that Mixer's origins were also really strong because they had a streamer. That was one of the reasons, you know, they put a streamer in charge of it. And they were really innovative in that way early on. They had the zero delay in the chat. They had a lot of interactivity options. They had ways for streamers to get paid without people spending any money. So it seemed like they had a really good idea and they had a super good foundation, and that there's, with as much money as Amazon has actually managed to make off of Twitch, there was a really good chance that Mixer was at least going to become a competitor, which would have been better for everything and everyone. Just a few months ago, streaming was very different. Not just because of the pandemic and how that's changed everything in all of our lives, but the sake that Amazon at least had one person that they had to think about with Mixer because of Microsoft's money and so on. And that's obviously no longer and I don't think they worry about Facebook gaming or YouTube gaming. Maybe YouTube gaming. Maybe. YouTube gaming, I think, is the only one that should actually scare Twitch a little bit, because YouTube's bigger than Twitch. And if they really start to throw YouTube is also very big and disorganized because they have separate offices and don't talk and yada yada yada, but I feel like my opinion is that if YouTube ever really organized itself around streaming, it's already dominant on the video front, on the gaming front. If they just took the tools that Twitch has, I think it'd scare Amazon some. But there's also this sense of, like, Twitch is where it's at, I think. There's something about it being the OG. It has that name recognition. There's something special about the whole Twitch thing that's a little bit inexplicable. You watch Dr. Disrespect. I don't even know if you're allowed to mention his name. There's like 15 different copycat streamers on here for Dr. Disrespect, but I should probably focus and do this. Monarch, Emerald Vale. Oh, maybe we've not been... Isn't the Emerald Vale on Terra 2? Groundbreaker. The goods are secured. Lillehagen. Oh, that's right. We had to do this for the pirate. This is a mission that's been like a long time coming. Well, I'm going to do this stuff first. I had to retrack my memory. I remember now. The pirate on the Groundbreaker. Lots of money. Sublight contractors. Yada, yada, yada. Vicar, you're going to come with us this time because of your mission. I probably could change it up. We don't need Nyoki anymore because we already got her mission moving. I think I finished my thought on that topic. Yeah, I didn't see it coming personally. Maybe others did. I know they were struggling. I know that the viewer base wasn't growing. They put a lot of money into it, and it didn't seem like it was doing anything. Most of Shroud and Ninja's viewers. To be fair, Ninja was the most followed streamer on Mixer. Is still the most followed streamer on Twitch, and has a massive, massive YouTube community. Like when people say he's dead or dying. One, if he was dead or dying, he doesn't have to give a fuck. He's set for life. Early. And I know he looks like basically a Karen now, but when you got that kind of money, it doesn't matter what you look like or what you think. And he's still huge. He's still massive. Deserved. Who knows? Probably, I guess. I have no opinion on that matter. It was strange. It's been like since the Xbox 360 that I've seen one of those. It's like playing Morrowind. You'd start running across the map, you hit a loading screen. It's just that he wasn't so big that he could carry an entire site on his back. And neither was Shroud, which I guess was their strategy, and I think that wasn't a very good strategy, to be fully honest. I think they were much better. Much better off. Oh, there went the Mage Well. Much better off saving that money. You guys on YouTube, sorry. My capture card's doing a thing, but there, we're back. And just continuing to try organically to make their own stars. Like, they had some really, really talented streamers on there. I've stayed up with the Only Tacky, and he's continued to improve as a streamer, and I would spend time on there. You had streamers like Something. Like, they had their own thing going on. They had their own thing. Their streamers had their own style. And there were streamers who had their own viewer base. That's how they were going to grow, to my opinion, to my mind. Because they had to have their own people, and they needed to invest in their own people, and then see what happened. And Mixer did spend quite a bit of money on their partners. They even gave them, like, a Corona help check, I think. Which is cool and all. They also had, what, Ithalian on there and a couple others? Oh, damn it. Alright, for the new DLC, dude, it's going to be hopefully cool. My bold take, Cotton, is that it's going to be as long as the base game. It's going to be massive. So I'm also anticipating it's going to take 2 to 3 hours. But I'm hoping, and my bet is it's going to be big. I hope. We're talking about Mixer. Did you ever stream on Mixer, Omegaffrey? Please check out Omegaffrey. We'll go ahead and end that episode. Was it worth it? I don't know, for you YouTube people.